guys, it's Megan. Welcome back to the Wolterman Homestead and welcome back to the greenhouse. Today is a very overcast, cloudy day. It's rained, or supposed to rain the next couple of days. So I am going to try and work on my plants. So I'm an honest person and I want to share the honesty and not trying to hide it. That way other gardeners can learn, new gardeners can learn from kind of what's happened with my plant starts. So I did a video of starting my tomato plants, and then I also did another video of separating them into these little baggies. So, and there is a video of us and our grow shelf. So some of them have just got really long, really leggy, and then some of them have met peril and died. Some of them have really died. And then some of them are like a good little normal height for a little plant start. So these come out of the same tray. I've been neglecting them. Every day I turn on the light so they have some light, and then every couple of days I just dump water into the tray to make sure they all get some water. What I have failed to do is move them around so they all get about the same amount of light. And that's just my own, I take responsibility for that. And then I also have not fed them. So last year I fed our tomato starts when they got their first set of true leaves. For those that don't know, so when you have your tomato plant start, you have the first set of little leaves. These leaves will naturally die off and just go away. Now then you have your little leaves that have more design on top. Now these are your true leaves. And so typically if you're like planting your tomato, you can pull these off and then plant it a little bit above these little leaves. So what I did last year was I fed them when they started getting their true leaves. This year I haven't yet to do that. Honestly, I don't have an excuse. I just haven't done it yet. So last year I used liquid fish emulsion, and it worked really well. It smells horrendous, but it works really well for our climate, for our plants. Now I got this off Amazon. I forget what I paid for it. But you just add a little bit to your water. On the back, they've got directions for soil application, for larger plants and lawns, for vegetables, for hydroponics, things like that. So you're able to use this product in many different ways. So today I'm going to kind of try and save some of these plants, put the taller tomatoes in a different container and like pop them up, and then make sure everybody gets fed some fish emulsion. While we're talking about honesty, this tray of these little paper cups I do not like at all. Me personally, everybody has a different preference. I would not recommend these cups. I don't like them. So if you bought these cups because I had mentioned them and wanted to try them out, I'm sorry. Why I don't like these cups: they absorb every drop of water available. So the plants that I have had in here have literally shriveled up and died because I water, and then by the next evening they need more water because the cups have just taken up all the water, and so the plant doesn't have any water. Now I will say I have one plant, well I guess I have two little peppers over here, but I have a loofah here who has just been hanging on and growing. But for the most part, I had tomatoes come up and they shriveled up and died. And then look in here, I've got a little start here. But for the most part, they've died. And then they've also started growing like a mold. Just like a little white fuzz on top. Now, I have read, and I did use last year, you can put a little bit of cinnamon on top your soil, and that will kind of take care of the little fuzz problem. Now, this other tray that I have, I left these labels thinking that the other seeds that I had planted might come up. Nothing extra came up. I've got some peppers over here that have kind of started sprouting, but they haven't done anything. And then I've got two eggplants that need to be separated and placed into another container. I'm going to clean this tray out, put some fresh soil in here, and then I will be planting some flower plants. I'll probably do that this evening with the kids, and then also starting my onion sets in the house since it's supposed to get cold next week, the end of this week. So here's how I'm trying to doctor up and save these taller plants. I'm pulling the label out, doing them one at a time so you don't mess them up. I'm leaving this bag. If you want to take the bag out, you can, but it is a biodegradable bag. I'm going to pinch off these leaves down here at the bottom. Drop it down. And then I'm just filling this whole cup full of soil. Now this guy has a much stiffer stem than this guy. This guy just fell over. And then I'm just going to pop the label back in. And then once I'm all done transplanting everybody, I will water them all. Now the ones that are still kind of smaller, this guy, his leaves are still attached to like the little seed. But so like this guy, he's decent. I'm going to fill the bag up with some more soil. And that's all I'm going to do with this guy. And then I'm going to set it over here. And we've got another tall one. And all of these solo cups have holes at the bottom. I put a little bit of dirt. Pinch off those leaves. And then I'm also going to stick a small little oscillating fan on these during the day so that their stems get a little bit more stronger. And then the fan also resembles, it imitates the action of the wind. I just wanted to share, like this guy's really tall and you can see the roots, just how these bags work. The roots are able to extend past these bags, and then the bags slowly break down. I've got my water jug. It's full of water, and I'm just going to pour a little bit of this fish emulsion and water these plants. If you can hear, it has started raining. Kind of peaceful out here now, and then I'm going to kind of, whoops, get a little bit of a mix. I'm just filling these trays with this mixture. And then I'm going to gently go over the tops of these little plants. And I'm also going to fill this tray with this mixture. So here's the honesty. All of these plants are what have died. Here are these plants transplanted, and then these. Some of them I just rolled the bag up the rest of the way and topped off the bag. So it just kind of depended on how big the plant was and what the plant needed. The big trick with gardening is just kind of learning to read your plants, and that just kind of comes with time, and it also depends on the different varieties of plants. All of these are tomatoes, so that what I did today with these plants won't necessarily work with other plants. It just kind of works with tomatoes because they're more forgiving. But it's all trial and error, and don't give up just because some of your plants died. It's just part of the process, and it's just part of being a gardener. Sometimes you lose some, and sometimes you don't. That's all I've got today out here in the greenhouse. It is starting to rain. As peaceful as it is starting to get cold. And these tomatoes don't like cold. So thanks for joining me today out here in the greenhouse. As always, take care and God bless.